in this same town, of course, because I wanted to master my act. When I see churches post concert they have, I will go to the churches and try to who be your music director, please, can I perform? They will say no, they've not seen me, and I won't blame anybody for that. I won't hold anybody against it as well. But I kept trying. For my 3,000 job, somebody who saw me from that place gave me another 5,000. Then we'll go to 10,000. I came back to 3,000, 2,000. I go 5,000, and I kept doing that until the thing go enter 15,000, 20,000, come back to 5,000. Nigeria must bring you down. You just need to. But the beauty of it is when I keep doing this, it was giving me confident exposure. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying. So as an hustler, that's what you will know. Sometimes the pay will not come, sometimes it will come, but you need to keep doing it. It is the doing that will help you become. The becoming is tied to the doing. If you see all this, I know where this. Okay, I don't know when the church started, but I know that I've attended Gateway somewhere along Civic Center. We just did. Yes, it was not like this. No AC. Now I'm fan. Usher, they give some people. If you know Richie, your neighbor will blow you breeze from mouth. So when they posted this flyer, I saw different countries. You get my point. I kept doing it. Now listen. How do I share this Okay, let me share this testimony this way. So a few days ago, I finished my event, and somebody one day, I was just sitting with my wife. One of the persons who bought table sent the money, and his money was 3 million. Now, this is the beauty of it. Because I've been consistent, because I've been doing this, when my wife left the room and then I was thanking God, I remembered my first pay as a comedian being 3,000 naira. And this is me sitting down and somebody is paying me 3 million naira. You get the difference. There is nothing God cannot do when you stick to that path that he wants you to be. I was not even supposed to be a comedian because I know I used to sing in my small band as a band leader. We go for wedding, wakekeepings and everything, and we do this. But Sensational Bamidele would never have allowed people like me to prosper because it was too good. He would never. You go just sing, collect show for your hand. He's already doing it to others now. Yes, they were planning to invite you. They will not remember when Dele shout, Jesus! They will cancel his name, right, Jesus? But now I'm in this part. What has changed over time is mastering. I've mastered the act of comedy. I've mastered how to make money from comedy. You get my point. So in that your job, you need to be consistent and you keep they go. My problem with you, if you are sewing clothes today, tomorrow you are fixing hair. Next tomorrow you have ushering department. You finish from ushering, and they do pop-off. So before we call you back next week, hey, that pop-off, I don't leave pop-off now. What do they do now? Are they supply drinks? Okay, you are supply. Whenever I get supply, they give you drinks. Next one, I want to call you. That drink, the bottle they break. What do they do now? And in fact, at the art film, you get. So even God cannot find you in a place. Am I talking to someone? So every hustler master a thing. Stay in a place and master it. Mastering is key. Master it. Repair, like I used to tell people, even if you call me from sleep and say, okay, MC this thing, I don't need to start shivering. So master what you do. Get used to it. Become master of the art means say you don't learn too many things about the thing. That you can even do it easily and advise people. How many of you want to be masters in your field? Bring it down. So that means you cannot go in and come out and go in and come out and change and this. No. I've added other things to my comedy. I've added public. I started speaking before comedy actually. But when I started my career as a comedy, because I wanted to focus, I stopped speaking. If you invite me to come and speak, I say, no, now I'll be a comedian. It was like 2-3 years ago that I started speaking again. Now, when I was doing motivational speaking before comedy, now 10,000, 15,000, then they give me 5, 20. But now I can speak as much as 500,000. What has happened is comedy has brought me, staying in that place has brought me a lot of visibility and respect. So master something. Let's know that we can call you to come and fix this thing you fix and well. Not to call you run here. Well, I'll be social media influencer. I know, okay. You get what will give you to influence. And I've lost my influence now. Tell somebody, master your craft. As hustler, you need to master it. The next thing I'm rushing because of time, I have less than 10 minutes, is modeling. Somebody say modeling. No, I'm not talking about slim girls, so no. I'm talking about have a role model. Let somebody mentor you. So now, some of you are hustling, and you definitely do not have a direction most times. When I started my comedy years back, I looked at it and I said, I want to do comedy and be like people like AY Basket. So I can look at it. Every article I saw, we get basket mouth or AY, I will read it. Sometimes I had to even Google whether they don't write news about AY Basket, Julius Agu, because three of them were so top-notch at that point. I was always reading. I grew to a point that I added Alibaba to it. So you must try. Who is your role model? Yes, I don't want to use mentor because sometimes your role model might be far, but you have to learn a lot and observe how they do their thing and try to see how you can do like them. But the best that can happen to you if you can even have a mentor. I mentor a lot of boys in the creative industry, and I'm so convinced by just learning from me. That's why Akpanokon can boldly do show and is not losing. That's why Akpanokon can boldly do a couple of things. That's why JSN, that's why Nwachi, that's why what has happened over time is modeling, trying to look at how Baba they do this thing, how this person they do this thing. Okay, see how in the do I feel do now. Even they do like this, in they make profit. Let me say this to you over the years. I've learned a lot by looking at how others are doing what they are doing. And if you come to my event, I know how to put the tempo of my event. If I list the comedians, I remember in one particular wildlife, I was not performing because I went very late and I stood behind him years ago and I could hear his communication. We could bring this person first before this one because this person like this. You know, so this person joke when they like carry come out here. I could hear his communication. I could observe that it's important that you understand your act and as you understand them. So don't hustle without having, if you look at, some of you, okay, I don't know, if I say pick a role model now, I'm going to find one fine boy or one fine girl to pick. I'm talking about picking people that are successful, that you can read and hear their success story, and you will know that that glory they see, there is something in it. The story behind the glory may be a painful one. Am I making sense here? The next thing I like to tell you before I do, please, every hustler, somebody say movement. Please, you can't be a hustler that stays one place. I know the word hustler to most of you means to run around, to cheat people. This. Now, movement simply means go around, talk, do your business. How come you say you are a hustler, you are sleeping Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? I'm a comedian. I work 7 days in a week. 8 o'clock tomorrow or 9 a.m. tomorrow, I'm out. And I go back home like this night. When I finish this night, I finish here. I have like I have 2 performances this night. So when I finish here, I'm going that one. I will finish the other one at midnight. And in the next morning, I will still wake up. Hustlers, you must be a moving person. If you must remove mountain, you must move. Am I talking to someone in this place? So you say you are selling hair and you are not moving around telling people about it. You say you are doing Zobo, you cannot move around with it. You're not moving. You should move online and offline. This week we've been posting a girl who says they do parfait with Gary. How many of you came across? Even in the campus, she is moving. She is moving. As much as I want to tell you, the next thing, please, very important, is management. Tell somebody management. Listen, no matter how you say you are a hustler, if you start making money and you don't know how to manage it, listen to me. Because I know I'm talking to young people. Some of you are very good with partying. Some of you are very good. You are not in competition with anybody. The hustler who wants to compete using his lifestyle, you don't know how small these boys, they get money. Oh. What most people do to make their money, you cannot do it. You don't even try it. That's why I don't compete with anybody. I compete with myself. My today should be better than my yesterday. And my tomorrow should be better than my tomorrow by today. Because in the plan of God, there is no such thing like a better yesterday. It's always a better tomorrow. So if you are a hustler, you must learn to manage resources. The small money you make sales, 5,000. Immediately you make sales 5,000. You want to go out to the cinema and see a movie. I thought you just make small money. You don't post where outside. Recently, one girl posted you are outside. That the landlord's son reply, stay there when Papa don't lock your door. I'm rushing because of time. Next thing, somebody say marketing. Every hustler, please learn how to make people pay you. I've talked this one before, the management. How do you say you are hustling and nobody is paying for what you are doing? Nobody will pay people still so can't do jobs. Somebody needs to pay you. If they don't pay you, what did they say go sour? Even if you even get tired. As a comedian, I had to move around, make people to pay me. In those days, if you see me, I used to print complimentary card, different one like 10, different design. My brother Stewart was a graphic designer, so when you give him a job to print, he go design complimentary card, put for the corner. Myself, Savik, and some people, when we go wedding, I will give you. If I notice I've given you my card before you've not called me, I will give you another design. I don't know whether you get my point. Even on social media, some of you cannot market yourself. I see young people, you will just see picture with one girl with bum. That's the one you will post that has one small bucket. How do you see the bucket? And they will comment on that. You are laughing. No way, no common sense. I told one comedian, you get show, you no go post your show. Satan may even tell you, say, put your show artwork near the picture. You just see how you... So please, as a hustler, you must know how to sell. I get into companies and then I knock their door and tell them, this is what I can do for you, even as a comedian. There are people in your place where you stay that you are washing clothes. You never tell them before, see if you wash clothes. If you cannot tell them you are washing clothes, one day tell them to give you clothes to wash for free. When you wash the cloth for free and you iron it and put it on whatever, I did wash cloth, I just maybe your fee my handwork. You must have ways to market what you do. Come to church and when they close up, my wife sells hair. If she greets you most times, she don't know you before. You tell her, hello, I am this, I sell hair. There is nothing stop you. Try this. Go on Facebook as a hustler and begin to post the things where they do. Every day, wake up and say, I repair hair conditions. On Monday, I repair hair conditions. Do it for 21 days. Whether one person will not tell you, can you service for me? You must know how to market as a hustler. I know how to market. Let me end this teaching with my story, please. The first show I did was in a place called Royal Castle Hotel. If you live in my 2, there's a hotel they call White House. How many of you know that hotel? So I went to White House and then I begged the owner as a hustler. I begged the owner. I said, please, I want to do show. He said, hey, this all, would they give them for 20,000, 30,000 naira? I said, I don't have. He said, what do you get? And we talked and everything. I ended up giving him 5 or 10,000 naira. I came out and then I met Mr. CSO. He did graphics design for me. I went to Azikiwe Street and printed one kind flyer like that. Begged some of the boys who I've always been a nice, generous person, who have been very helpful to. I say, when I turn to help me, when I go gum these posters, they took it around my 1, my 2, my 3. They were posting it. And I now printed small banners. And the show, regular was free, VIP 500 naira. I've always had the mindset to make money as a hustler. Only about 4 or 5 persons. My elder brother was the first person that gave me a check as a comedian. The check was 5,000 naira check. I'm ending with this story. I will leave the rest of my point. I cashed the check. I did the show. I was still happy that somehow something came out. I left that place and I did my second show. One day I was standing in Pepperoni, wanting to snap pictures, and I saw Pastor Reverend Clem of Glory Reign Assembly. And we started talking. I greeted him, and we got to know ourselves. I introduced myself. I said, I'm KOBaba. Then I used to call myself, if I meet pastors, I'm a Christian comedian. If I meet business people, I'm a comedian. Just having a way to know how to communicate. He's a Christian comedian. How is that? And I explained, clean jokes, this is it. Yeah. He said, come to my office. I went to his office. We were talking. I saw the church, fine church. I begged him for the church. He gave me the church to use and do event. So guess what? Time is up, so I'm going to cut this story very short. But somehow, along the line, I will drop one thing for you. He gave me his church to do a program. The title of the program, Laugh, Jesus Loves You. It was a free event. I did publicity, push, invited some of my friends. Some of the comedians I invited didn't come. Yes, they didn't come, and then I didn't answer them. One was even forming arrogant for me. I'm saying it here. I know it's in camera. It may definitely go viral. There are a lot of people who started this business ahead of me in this town. But if they tell you they started before me, you will say, "Na lie." You say, "Na lie." You will say, "Na lie." It's not possible. What happened was when I came in, I told myself, I am ready to suffer because I have something to offer. I remember this word, say to myself. So I just kept doing my thing. I finished that program. I was looking for where I started going to my elder brother's church to do one program, Good Evening with KOBaba. We were doing that every month. After some point, we did that for 3-4 places. The place we were using, my brother's church, they now moved to somewhere else. I called my younger brother, DJ Chris. There was somewhere along Woji Road. I went to meet the manager, creamy, tasty. They sell ice cream. I said, I can be doing event in this your open space. The man said, I would speak to Mauga. One day he said, yes, Mauga has accepted. We started doing Good and Groovy Gospel Club, normal performance thing. I did that for like 3-4 times. Listing, before you think that it is easy, most of these things I was doing, I was owing debt. Most of them, I would just do it like that because at a point it was over. I kept doing it. If I go for a show, they pay me 20K, 30K. Immediately, I will remove like 5,000, print handbills for the next one. Remove another 20,000 or 10,000, print flyers for the next. It has never been easy. That is life. Nothing in life is easy. Just get busy doing the right thing. Am I talking to someone in this place? Before you start shouting, Che God, Che God, Che God, he said, thou shalt make thy way prosperous. It is not God will make your way prosperous. So I kept trying. Then my first free event I did that I put gate fee. One day I woke up, I said, I wanted to do show. You don't tell I do show, they put money. So I went to Landmark Hotel and called my pastor, Pastor Kenny. I said, I want to use Landmark. That he said, okay, let me talk to them for you. Landmark Hotel, they said they will give me for about 50 or how many thousand. I said, I will pay. I did a show, VIP 10,000, regular 2,000. And I started moving around, hawking the ticket. Myself and Wachi and Savik were just, luckily for me, that was the first show I sold up to 100,000, 120 or 30. My head tear, see money. I made some profit and we kept going. Listing very, very well. Instead of going back to Landmark to do the next one in 3 months' time, I called my pastor again. That Landmark was too tight. I want to use Aladumo Hall. He said, Aladumo Hall will cost us 150. So he begged them. He said, okay, I begged them. They said that they will give you for 80,000. I said, I will pay. I started looking for money. I tried my best. The money was not coming. So on that particular day, 3 days to Valentine, one lady that has been very supportive called me. Please, for Ishoko Valentine service, then say they want you. I said, Mom, I cannot go to Ishoko. He said, no, I beg, talk. I said, they cannot pay me. How much was I taking that I was bragging? Now 50,000 also I did do that time. But on the brag, they cannot pay me. You must say, no worry, okay, I will pay you. I said, I get show. He said, when be your show? I said, I never even feel pay the hall. The show February 28th. I won't even bring MC Abe and some people. He said, no worry, come. I left the program I was doing in Port Harcourt and I went for that event. As I went for the event, I was the only comedian. Duma said, no worry, I will do you well. I said, yeah, I will do you well. They crack joke, people, they laugh. I almost cracked joke for 1 hour. When they want to stop me, the pastor will say, leave me. As I finished, I told you, lady, Mama, I want to go. She said, where your bag? I said, I don't get bag. Fine bag. I thought she was joking. So I came and then my watchy brought one waterproof like that from somebody. She put money inside. When I knew it was big, we went outside, watchy opened them. It was 250,000. My head tear. I said, 250? Am I mad? I called the printer, I said, I beg, 1,000 flyer, 50 banner, and everything I explained. Oh, don't worry. Because let me tell you this. I finished that show. When I finished from Aladumo Hall, instead of coming back to Aladumo Hall, I said, no. I told him, okay, I told Savik. Okay, one day me and Savik, we went. We were complaining. He was advising me. He time, oh boy, don't they get rep? You're supposed to buy a car. I say, one day. So we went to visit this guy. I met him in that Aladumo show. Ambassador Indos brought him for me, Decent Digital. So he attended the show. After the show, he said I should come to his office. He bought ticket. I still went to his office. He dashed me money. So as we were going to his office, I saw one new Pathfinder pack. They say for sale. And I asked, who wants to sell the car? He said, in car. I said, because he's blind. This one he drive comes. He didn't just buy him. His mother is not happy that he bought SUV. I said, how much you want to sell him? He said, 1.5 million. And I went to my cousin Savik. He said, come, but this guy wants to sell a car, 1.5 million. I said, I know what I will do. I will do a one-man show. This is what a one-man show means. Only you be the comedian, only you they perform. I don't want to bring anybody, only me will crack joke. I went to the atrium, and then the girl, the manager then was Sandra. I said, Sandra, I want to do a show. He said, when? I gave her the date. He said, our hall is 800,000. I don't have. But I can pay 350. Sandra said, I beg. Sandra accepted. 2 days later, I called Sandra, I want to start publicity. I will pay for the hall later. No, if I must pay first, I cannot. I went, I met the man. I said, I will buy this car. Just give me 1 month. And I started selling tickets and moving around. To cut the long story short, that was how I bought my first SUV. Listening to all of this, I fast forward. I can give you history of how I was using different halls, from atrium to arena and this and what I was achieving. 2 or 3 weeks ago, I did EUI. How much is EUI? Yes, EUI goes for 15 million. But let me tell you the truth. My first event, now 10,000 I pay for the whole. I think I said something like that. What has happened over time is that the book of the law shall not depart out of my mouth. That I'm always compensing negative and understand the principles. That every day I'm always meditating, I'm seeing myself big. Sometimes this year in July, by the grace of God, I'm doing Europe tours. What I'm simply seeing is a picture. Always remember that I'm a Diop boy. My environment did not stop my advancement. I'm a hustler from Diop who was doing his thing. The environment did not stop my advancement. Today I have staff. I'm a comedian working with me, and we are doing exploit. Listen, if you understand that as a hustler, that you can do things right and keep doing the right thing, listen, thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. Enjoy the rest of the service.
I expect that somebody should give a standing ovation